What's going on, watchers, man? It's your boy C. Dot the Critic here. And ooh wee, man, it's feeling good today. You know why? We got this new Jordan Peele movie coming out called Us, and everyone who knows me knows that Jordan Peele is my favorite director. Probably for not gonna sound like no hype. It's probably the last couple years, but it's not the reason why everyone is saying. It's not just because of Get Out. It's not cause it's not cause of that movie, really, or how great the movie was for certain people. It's the doors he's kicking down when it comes to horror. Everyone knows I'm a horror head, for real. I'm not one of those fake horror heads or certain things. I go deep into my horror. I love it with a passion. That's one of the things I love when it comes to the movie genre. Even though it's a dying genre, it's not that much of a strong genre right now at the moment. But that's me. I'm riding with that. That's what I ride with. So I've heard about the Jordan Peele movie. We've heard about it. We saw the movie poster going on for a few months, 6, 7 months now. And it's a lot of pressure. It was anyway. It was a lot of pressure to outdo Get Out, not by creativity, not by anything like that, but impact. People were wondering if he come back, if Jordan Peele could come back and be a brilliant mind and come back with another one. So it's like now we see just off the trailer alone the impact's gonna be there. But now it's about what you're gonna do with that impact. Writing wise, directing, cinematography. How are you gonna do this? So I've seen a lot of people's reviews. I'm gonna keep it real. I've seen a lot of people's reviews. A lot of people saying a lot of the same things, uh, and it's cool. It's cool. A lot of people say just the Tethered. They're going after the Wilson family. It's a horror type monster. That's it. It's just it's one of those. It's about their feelings inside. You know, I get it, and I agree with that to a sense. I agree. It's their inner feelings. I agree. It's like maybe inner demons, right? Uh, I've also seen other things where that's bull. I'm not really paying that no mind, but I I I think the theory that I have for you today, it's not only original, but it's something that you know, comes from a creative director of thoughts. See that. And I just really want you guys to know that this might be one of the most, not trying to hype myself up, but thought provoking ideas that we've seen from any other breakdowns so far. Because you gotta think with it, people. So you're saying about the insecurities, and I get that, but actually, before I get into that, right, I'll give you one big thing, one big suspicion I had when it came to the tether. I thought that the tethered were actually the real family, right? That's one of them that I thought of off the bat from seeing it first. I think that's not even a crazy take. If you thought of that, that's fine. I thought the tether was the real family, the Wilson family that we see in the car and in the being attacked. I feel like that was like the clone family, like the fake family, the whatever symbolism you want to do with that, right? Now, that could still maybe even be possible, right? It could be, real family, like I could see that, right? But I think the real theory of mine, the meat and potatoes, is we, it is, I feel like, all of this is a therapy simulation by an unknown party that we just don't know yet. You know what I mean? Like every time they come back like to this beach, to this town, you have to think of it like a horror movie. You have to literally think of it like that. They're coming back in this beach into this town. We think of horror, we think of haunted houses. Even when we think about the Jaws, like people making reference to the Jaws shirts, what was what was Jaws' almost haunted area, haunted house, if we think of that as horror? It was the ocean. Anytime somebody came in that ocean, guess what was happening? We knew what was happening, right? So it's like, why can't a whole town be that? Seriously, think about it, watchers. Like when you had Jason, it was that camp, that was his main boom. He's going, you're gonna get it. Freddy had a town, but it was people's dreams really when we're talking about who he was terrorizing. It was their dreams. It was their mind. Every great horror, every great, I guess, whatever you want to call them, killer or entity or anything that was haunting someone, whatever way you want to put it, had an area they were haunting. So not only do I think that beach and that town is the haunted area that the tethered are haunting, I think that whole situation is therapy. The whole situation is a therapy basic simulation. Like it could be haunted, but all that was based on a therapy sessions that not only the family has had, but Mrs. Wilson had when she was young. And we saw that. We saw that in the trailer that she experienced this when she was younger. I feel like she experienced that because she went through some type of abuse or something traumatic when she was young, and we'll get to that later in another video, but she went through something traumatic, and when you see her tethered self, her other self, look almost how she looks. Unkept, hair everywhere, kind of face looking kind of That's her, and that is her inner demons. That is her insecurities coming up. But you know how that was extracted from her? That I feel? Therapy. That's how they even extracted that. The same thing with everyone in the family. The lighter skin of the daughter. What is that? Insecurities. How do you work through that type stuff? Therapy. The face of the boy. The seem mad face. We saw the father as a comedy guy. He's up there being a little quirky. But not that guy. Hardcore, stone cold. That's how he was. So it's like, I think the blanket, the surface layer, is that, the tethered probably, whether it's the tethered or whether it's the Wilson family, might represent insecurities, right? Might represent their inner demons. And I can go more in depth on that in another video. We can go all day on that. But I think the twist that no one's talking about, maybe it's not the main plot, but another plot, the twist plot, that's going to have everybody going crazy, is that this whole situation is a therapy session. All of it. Like, what else are those ink blots for when it comes to the movie poster? What else is that for, right? That's what had my brain going to where it's got to be incorporated. Whether that whole thing is a simulation done by someone, and every time they come back to that town, that's when the tethered, that's when the insecurities come up. That's when the inner demons come up. That's when the PTSD and everything that people go through to try to get rid of that in the therapy sessions. Guess what? when you come back around certain situations and certain familiar traumatic instances, guess what comes back up with it? Your inner demons, your insecurities, things that you've gone through. So it's like, that's what I feel like, watchers. This whole movie is based on therapy. Whether it's a simulation or not, therapy created the tether. Therapy created all these things that we're seeing, the wild acts, even Miss Wilson as a child. All those people we saw in that little basement, whatever that is, guess what? That's everyone else who took that therapy session or simulation. That's everybody else's inner demons. That's everybody else's insecurities. Like, that's everybody else who's extracted. And sometimes we just can't get rid of that as people. Sometimes we can't do it. Sometimes things haunt us. You know, who like the theme is with that with the movie, it seems like you're your own worst enemy. And I feel like a therapy simulation is the perfect example. Therapy session. It's a perfect example of being your own worst enemy. People go through it every day. Every day. So that's my twist plot, people. Watches. So I want you, tell me what you think. Give me a like. Flood the comments because I gotta know what you guys think on this one. Um, and I'm gonna bring to you some more theories on that and some more breakdowns on not only this but other things I didn't get a chance to get to. But I just feel like this one is the most important because this one's not being talked about. No one's incorporating the ink blots in the situation in the movie. He's not doing it for no reason. You know, this is a horror movie, but it's a social horror movie. So make you think. We're our own worst enemy. It's not just about doppelgangers. It's not just even about the insecurities or your inner demons. It's about to come full circle with it. How do you put it all together? A therapy session, a therapy simulation, all of this created it all. The whole town, the beach. You know where the horror part comes in? That's the haunting. That's us. So, until next time, watchers, I'm going to get at you. Keep watching.